Today, we're going to take one of the most common words in the English language, crack it open, and find a hidden system for global communication. And you know what? It all kicks off with a really simple question.
I mean, really think about it. When something isn't just a want, but a core, fundamental requirement, what word do we all reach for? The answer feels super obvious, right? But inside that simple answer is a fascinating story about how language actually works.
So, we're diving into the simple English Wiktionary, and our main clue is hiding in plain sight. It's on the page for the word need. Now, at first glance, it looks like any old dictionary entry, but trust me, buried in there is a breadcrumb that leads to something way bigger than just a definition.
Okay, so to get to the bottom of this big secret, we first have to get a handle on how this powerful little word even operates. And we'll start with its main job, as a verb.
This is the need you and I use every single day. It's totally straightforward, right? It just connects a person to something they require. It's an action word, but it's really expressing this fundamental state of wanting something essential.
And this example? It just nails it. The source uses this because it's a universal truth. This isn't an opinion or some casual desire. It's a biological fact. This use of need is all about the non-negotiables of life itself.
Okay, this is where things get a little more interesting, a little more complex. Need can also act as a special kind of verb, a modal verb, which kind of changes the mood of whatever's happening in the sentence. It behaves differently, and that flexibility is a huge part of its power.
You can really see the difference here. On the left, as a regular verb, it's creating an obligation. You need to do this. But check out the right side. As a modal verb, it's almost always used in the negative to show a lack of obligation. You needn't do this. It's the same word doing two totally different jobs.
Right, but need isn't just about the action of requiring something. The word can actually become the required thing itself. That's when it's being used as a noun.
So when we talk about a need, we're talking about the actual thing, whether it's tangible or not, that's required. The word itself becomes an object, an idea, a concept that we can point to and discuss directly.
This quote really drives the point home. See, here, needs are countable things: food, clothing, shelter. The word has literally transformed from describing the feeling of requirement into the required items themselves.
So, we've seen need as a regular verb, a modal verb, a noun. But honestly, all of that is just the warm-up act for the real discovery. The definitions, they're just the surface.
If you were to scroll all the way down that Wiktionary page, past all the grammar tables and examples, you'd find this small, simple sentence. It's so easy to miss, but it's the key that unlocks this whole story.
Boom, there it is. That one sentence. It's not a definition, it's a classification. This tells us that the word need isn't just another common word. It has been officially chosen as one of the most essential words in the entire English language.
And that, of course, is the big question. What on earth is this list? Why does it even exist? And why is a word like need on it? This is where our little investigation into one word blows up into a much, much bigger idea.
So that clue, that BE850 list, it opens the door to this really ambitious project for global communication. The B stands for Basic English, and that number, well, that number is the key to the whole system. 850. That's it. That's the number of words that were carefully picked to create a simplified but totally complete version of English. The whole idea was that with just these 850 words, you could say pretty much anything you needed to for everyday life, for commerce, for everything.
So, you've got to understand, Basic English isn't just some random list of easy words. Nope, it is a complete system. It's a constructed, controlled version of English designed from the ground up to be easy to learn and use for international communication, almost like a universal second language.
And the goals behind it were incredibly practical. The system was meant to be a bridge between languages. The thinking was, if you master just these 850 core words, you could communicate about business, science, and just daily life with anyone else who knew the system, no matter what their native language was.
So let's back up a second. What does this all tell us? Our journey started with one simple word, and it led us to this huge system designed to connect the entire world. It really shows us something profound about language.
The reason a word like need gets a spot on this VIP list, the B850 list, is because it's universal. Every single human being in every culture on Earth understands the concept of needing something. It's a cornerstone of our shared experience.
And I think that's the really mind-blowing part of this. Language doesn't have to be complicated to be powerful. The people who created Basic English truly believed that a small, carefully chosen toolkit of words, just like need, was more than enough to build a whole world of ideas.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? If your entire vocabulary was boiled down to only the most essential building blocks of language, what would you prioritize? What ideas are so fundamental that they absolutely must be communicated? It's a pretty amazing question about what lies at the very heart of why we even speak at all.